Across the vast grasslands of Serengeti National Park in Tanzania, the morning sun gently spreads over the mist, making the scene even more magical and peaceful. Moving through sparse trees and lush green bushes, Tabo, a young wildlife ranger, embarks on his daily patrol with a heart full of passion and a deep love for nature. Since childhood, he had dreamed of dedicating his life to protecting the wild world. And now Serengeti National Park was the place where that dream had come true. Every morning before setting out, he carefully checked his off-road vehicle, ensuring he had enough water, medicine, and spare medical equipment to respond to any emergency. Along the way, he often stopped to observe footprints on the ground, listen to the calls of birds, and feel the pulse of the earth and sky, learning about the mysterious lives of the creatures that called this land home. On one such morning, in the quiet of dawn, Tabo suddenly noticed a small blood stain on the dry grass. A sense of unease crept into his heart. Stopping his vehicle, he stepped out quietly, tiptoeing along the droplets of blood soaked into the weeds, wondering anxiously what animal had been injured and needed help. After walking a short distance, he saw the majestic form of a male lion lying motionless, its golden fur stained with dried blood and tangled in sharp, barbed wire. His heart pounded at the heartbreaking sight. Carefully, he approached, holding his medical kit, trying to stay calm, so as not to startle the lion. The wounded animal growled weakly, lifting its head with tired, lost eyes, then, as if exhausted, let it fall again. The barbed wire had dug deep into its flesh, wrapping tightly around its shoulders and back, causing several bloody wounds. The injuries required skillful and patient intervention. Kneeling beside the lion, Tabo took a deep breath, pulling a pair of pliers from his bag. Sweat trickled down his forehead as he began cutting away the sharp metal, speaking in a soothing voice to keep the lion calm. The tense moments stretched on, the sound of metal being clipped blending with the soft groans of the injured beast. Finally, the last strand of barbed wire fell away. Wasting no time, Tabo quickly applied antiseptic and wrapped temporary bandages around the wounds to prevent infection. Despite its injuries, the lion, now free from the cruel grip of the wire, breathed heavily, its body trembling with fatigue. Yet, in its eyes, there was something new: relief and gratitude. Tabo murmured soft words, naming the lion Asani, meaning brave in the local language, to mark the extraordinary moment. He carefully stepped back, giving the lion space to see if it could stand on its own. Slowly, Asani lifted himself, staggering a few steps before turning his gaze to Tabo, as if wanting to remember the face of the one who had saved him. Then, under the golden light of dawn, Asani disappeared into the tall grass, leaving behind the shredded barbed wire and traces of blood on the ground. That moment touched Tabo deeply, reinforcing his commitment to protecting and coexisting with all life in the wild. Weeks passed. Life returned to its usual rhythm, and Tabo continued his patrols across the vast Serengeti. One afternoon, under a clear sky, he caught sight of a familiar figure in the distance. Watching him from across the golden grasslands was Asani. The lion, though somewhat recovered, kept his distance, observing Tabo's every move with a calm, unwavering gaze. There was no sign of threat, only quiet recognition. From that day forward, Tabo was never truly alone on his patrols, for Asani was always near, silently watching over him. His colleagues in the park soon noticed the large lion following Tabo's vehicle along the dirt roads. At first, there was concern: was the lion a potential danger? But Tabo reassured them. Asani was not a threat. He was a friend. Time proved his words true. The lion never attacked or showed aggression. Instead, it followed from a distance, a silent guardian of the ranger who had once saved his life. When Tabo stopped his vehicle to examine animal tracks, Asani would pause as well, waiting patiently until he returned to the car before continuing to follow. The story of their bond spread through the park, attracting curious visitors eager to witness this extraordinary friendship between man and beast. One evening, as the sun set over the horizon, Tabo noticed Asani sitting atop a rocky hill, watching him. It was as if the lion was waiting to ensure he returned home safely. The sight was breathtaking, too. Beings from different worlds united by trust and respect. However, nature is unpredictable. During a harsh, dry season, a herd of distressed elephants rampaged through the western region of the park, destroying trees and infrastructure. The severe drought had left them desperate, their tempers short, their behavior aggressive. The park authorities ordered the immediate evacuation of tourists camping near the elephants. And Tabo was among those tasked with ensuring everyone's safety. As he worked swiftly to guide the tourists away from danger, he found himself separated from his team. Stranded on a low mound with only reeds and broken tree stumps around him. He realized with dread that the enraged elephants were closing in. The ground trembled under their immense weight, their deafening calls drowning out all other sounds. With nowhere to run, fear gripped him. Just then, a thunderous roar echoed through the air, cutting through the chaos. Tabo knew that roar Asani, charging like an arrow. The majestic lion threw himself between Tabo and the elephants, baring his fangs in defiance. The elephants, startled by his fierce presence, hesitated. Asani roared again, louder this time, a challenge to the towering beasts before him. The largest elephant turned toward him, trumpeting in response. Yet Asani did not back down. He maneuvered with agility, dodging their powerful tusks, his every move a calculated effort to divert their attention. This was his territory, and he was its king. Seizing the opportunity, Tabo sprinted toward a higher vantage point, away from the elephant's path. He turned back just in time to see Asani still standing firm, his golden mane rippling in the evening light, unwavering despite the danger. The clash of roars filled the air, a symphony of the wild that echoed across the plains. Finally, as if realizing the fight was unnecessary, the elephants, exhausted and wary of the fearless lion, turned and retreated. The moment they were gone, Asani collapsed, panting heavily. Tabo rushed to his side, placing a trembling hand on his mane, whispering words of gratitude. His heart swelled with respect for his companion, this incredible beast, who had risked his life to protect him. Fortunately, Asani had only suffered bruises and exhaustion. With great care, Tabo lifted him into his vehicle and drove him to the park's veterinary station. News of the lion saving the ranger spread rapidly. The entire park marveled at the story, amazed by the depths of loyalty and courage displayed by the wild animal. Asani recovered over the following days. Though still weak, he always turned his head toward Tabo whenever he approached, as if to reassure him that their bond remained unbroken. Their friendship became legendary, shared among visitors and conservationists alike. Tourists flocked to the park, eager to witness the extraordinary relationship between the ranger and the lion who had saved him. When Asani finally regained his strength, he returned to his territory, yet he never truly left. On every patrol, Tabo felt his presence, watching, protecting from the shadows. The memory of their shared struggles and triumphs became an inseparable part of him. Sitting around the campfire at night, the park staff often spoke of Tabo and Asani's journey, a tale that seemed almost mythical. As dawn broke, Tabo would set off once again, knowing that somewhere, Asani was also watching over him. The scars on Asani's shoulders, remnants of the barbed wire that once trapped him, had now become symbols of resilience and gratitude, marks that bound their fates together. Across the shifting seasons, through rain and sun, they continued to meet, sharing quiet, profound moments. Tabo would never forget the day he first touched the lion's mane, the moment fear gave way to trust. Though the wilderness remained unpredictable, he moved forward with the certainty that he was never truly alone. One evening, after another long day, he glanced at the horizon and saw Asani sitting atop his usual rock, watching him, as always, a silent guardian of the vast Serengeti. Their story, a testament to courage, kindness, and the unbreakable bond between man and nature, would be told for generations to come. This tale of Tabo and Asani's extraordinary friendship resonates deeply, capturing the beauty of trust and mutual respect in the wild. It stands as an inspiring reminder of the profound connections possible between humans and the natural world, a story worth sharing with others who cherish the wonders of nature and the courage it inspires.